I want to ask y'all, the NBA 65 game rule will do more harm than good.
It's a good question because we're getting close to that point, right? Shea is out for at least another week. Curry is now officially a person that can't ineligible for.
So is LeBron.
LeBron. I think Jokic is 1 game away. Wemby's like 3 games away. So a lot of the top dudes that we care about that would normally be all NBA or even MVP conversations don't fit the criteria, and some of them might miss about 1 or 2 games. And that if 1 or 2 games is enough to prevent somebody from winning MVP or runner-up to MVP, then I think we might have a problem. But it also is the first year since they incorporated this rule that it's mattered this much. So this year might be the anomaly. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is so early in them having a 65-game rule. It's way too soon to say whether or not if it's detrimental or not. Just because we don't have a big enough sample size to be able to tell.
I like it. I enjoy it. There is this thing that because it's so early, but you can try to uphold some of your games missed. You can, submit or try to challenges. So hopefully that could happen. But I do think having things in place to make guys play is important. Guys should play basketball. This is a conversation that's been happening a while where guys not being on the floor and availability is one of the best abilities. So it has created a conversation. It has us talking about it right now. And it could potentially open up the doors. Some people have kind of mentally prepared for, I guess, guys to not hit the mark. Then now they're paying attention to other guys who could be candidates. And even if they don't end up winning it, I just think it's dope to have a more complex conversation around MVP. Because if we didn't have it, we would just be up here like, oh, it ain't even worth talking about because Jokic gonna get it or because Shea gonna get it. But now you'll go and read an article like, yo, Jaylen Brown. I just seen LeBron like, man, Jaylen Brown. Besides that shit he said about Bronny, he should be, you know what I'm saying? Cade Cunningham has got some recent buzz, and I just think that those names are a little bit more amplified because people are kind of predicting or projecting that maybe some of these guys won't be eligible. But I don't think it should be strict enough to make a guy lose out on MVP because he plays 64 games.
Right.
That would be insane. But guys do have to be on the floor, man.
Yeah, I think that when they originally got incorporated, it was because of the low managements of the world and yada. I feel like all of the major players that we're talking about that are ineligible or close to ineligibility, they're really injuries. Just injured. Yeah. It ain't no sit-in because you don't want to play back-to-backs. No, these guys have had real injury, and I feel like that might be the disconnect between what the original rule was about versus where we got to. Because how often do we see like great players now low managed, like the guys that we would care for MVP? It just doesn't happen. Well, I guess Bron is not playing back-to-back. That's kind of it.
It might also not be happening because this rule is in effect.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm saying might too.
Right.
I'm saying that like very lightly because I don't want to shoot at the integrity of Shea probably would still play. Like
I think
Jokic would play.
Jokic would play.
Yeah.
Shea.
Yeah,
those two have always been like Ironman. So like.
But the thought of low management probably has just been removed because it's like, you got to play 65. If you're going to play 65, you might as well just hoop at that point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless you are Kawhi.
Joel.
Yeah.
Those two, they probably do realistically like low manage, even though this rule is in effect. So like.
And at this point, Joel damn near has to.
Yeah, he has to.
Kawhi has been playing when he can play.
He's still eligible as of right now. He don't got that many games left, but he's still eligible as of today.
Zion has played 30-something consecutive games. So, I mean,
shout out to Z.
Guys are out there.
I mean, and also the teams, Zion came off the bench for a big stretch. So, like, that was also a big part of
LaMelo, the Hornets.
Yeah. So, like, teams are also trying to make sure that they keep their guys on the court, but also, like, we're going to do it in a manageable way to where you're not overtaxed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking it.
It's a tough conversation, too, because every time you look at the injury report, if somebody doesn't have, like, this hardcore, like Dylan Brooks got a broke hand. That's like a set-in-stone injury that he got to have surgery, you put in a cast, and he'll have, 4 to 6 weeks? 4 to 6 weeks. Some of these injuries aren't that simple. Just as like Kamari had hit me and Mike up, or he was in your chat, like, P, my ankle, like, how would you gauge it? And I remember I went to see like 3 doctors, and they said if you break it, we just surgically repair it, put in a cast 4 to 6 weeks. But when you see all of these hamstrings and all, there is no time. Yeah, there's no timeline. So like, Aaron Gordon, hamstring, he's played in 20-something games.
Yeah.
Peyton Watson is out. So it's like, I don't really want my mega stars, if Jokic has a hamstring injury, I don't want him to be trying to play through that for a 65-game requirement. Now, I'm also not saying that he should be playing in 15 games.
Right. Yeah, I think that could be a dangerous thing, too, if you think about it. Because, like, right now, Jokic has said he's playing through injury right now. Yeah. I don't know if it's because of the 65-game thing or it's because because the team needs him to play in order to
some injuries you're probably also going to have to play through.
Right.
I think he's really trying to go for the 65-game mark because he literally came back kind of like at the last possible moment to make the 65 games.
He's only had like one normal Jokic type of game. At least that's what it feels like.
And they lost that game, right?
Right. But I was getting to the point that, like, because these guys maybe rushing themselves back from, like, the true injury to make the 65 games, they're, like, not saying that these are correlated, but, like, when Dame came back from that injury, he was like, oh, my God, he did it in 2 weeks instead of 4.
Yep.
And now he's out for an entire season. It just scares me to think that, you know, whether it be Shea or Dub or Yoke or, hell, even Giannis, who's not even trying to get 65 games but is trying to come back to play for the playoffs, they're, like, they could potentially be messing themselves up for the future.
The last week, we're really getting to the dog days of the NBA, and a lot of teams are still fighting for that seeding, but it's going to come down to a couple games at the end of the season where you're going against the Nets or you're going against the Wizards, and them dudes not playing, though, but I'd probably rather have my star just sit out.
That's a tough conversation to have, though. Dame coming back was to win.
It was in the playoffs, too.
Yeah, Giannis coming back would be to make the playoffs and try to compete. Athletes are always going to do that. You're not going to stop an athlete from playing on or through an injury. You know, there are some guys that would probably have played through some serious stuff if the medical staff allowed them.
Sure.
But playing to win and because your team needs you versus playing for all defensive team, to me, is just two different things. I damn sure wouldn't want to see somebody trying to play through a nagging hamstring injury to make all NBA first team. That's, to me, different than trying to win a championship. And I do agree it could open up a can of worms that we don't want to see because, if we have a superstar playing through a hamstring injury that turns into a calf injury or a calf injury turning into an Achilles injury to make a 65-game minimum, and now we don't have him for the next year, that's the trade-off ain't
I'm not even saying it's the same. But do y'all remember Halliburton was dealing with those injuries, and then the second half of the season, he was having games where he played exactly 20 minutes because that's the requirement to get to 65. He makes All-NBA third team, and then they get to the postseason, and he knows he's playing with the risk, and then he eventually ends up hurting himself. Like, I think that it's just, I don't know, it's a scary place to be because Halliburton won it All-NBA, and he got it eventually, but it might have costed him an entire season and, you know, the opportunity to close out of Game 7. So, real interesting question. We'll see what Adam Silver and company decide to do.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.